Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive. I'm your host, Brian, and with me today is Chelsea, our nutrition expert.
Hey, Brian.
Chelsea, how was your weekend?
It was good, thanks. Had some family time and, well, a bit of research, how it is getting ready for these deep dives.
Oh yeah, always something new to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, for everyone joining us on the Detox Health YouTube channel, welcome. Today we are going deep into the world of B vitamins. These are absolutely vital for your health and well-being. We'll be covering why they are so important and where you can find them. We'll be looking at the different types of B vitamins and what they do in your body. We've got a lot of research lined up for you guys today, so we really want to give you a clear picture of how essential B vitamins are without getting too bogged down in the science.
Sounds good.
Okay, Chelsea, let's start with the basics. What are B vitamins and why should we care about them?
So basically, when we say B vitamins, we're talking about a group of 8 essential nutrients. And what they all have in common is that they're water-soluble. So we've got thiamin, that's B1, riboflavin, or B2, niacin, which is B3, pantothenic acid, that's B5, pyridoxine, or B6, biotin, B7, folate, also known as folic acid, B9, and finally cyanocobalamin, that's B12.
Wow, that's quite a lineup.
It is. And what makes these B vitamins so crucial is how they help us get energy from the food we eat.
Right.
Think of them as like these little helpers that make it possible for our bodies to convert carbs, proteins, and fats into the fuel we need to, do everything, move, think, even just breathe.
So without them, we'd be running on empty.
Yeah, pretty much. It'd be like trying to start your car with a dead battery.
Gotcha. So they're kind of like the unsung heroes of our metabolism.
Exactly. They're always working behind the scenes, helping enzymes, these tiny little workers in your body that speed up chemical reactions. And those enzymes break down the food and drinks that we consume.
I see.
And they're particularly involved in releasing energy from proteins, carbs, and fats. They even help break down amino acids, the building blocks of proteins.
So they're really working at the core of our bodies.
Absolutely, they are.
It's like the engine room, keeping everything running.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And it's not just about energy production either. B vitamins are crucial for transporting oxygen and energy throughout the body.
Makes sense.
Keeping all our tissues and organs healthy. And on top of that, they're vital for cell growth and multiplication.
So like making new cells and repairing old ones.
Exactly. From the creation of new cells to the repair of old ones, B vitamins are there.
Wow.
And some of them even help produce hemoglobin, the stuff in red blood cells that carries oxygen.
Okay, so we've covered how important they are in general, but let's zoom in on some of the specific benefits of B vitamins.
Right.
What are some of the things that stand out?
Well, there are so many, and each B vitamin has its own unique strengths.
Okay.
Let's focus on a few key areas. For instance, when it comes to immune function, vitamin B6, or pyridoxine, is a big one.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It supports the complex reactions that make up our immune responses, and some studies even suggest that supplementing with B6 can boost immune responses in people who are critically ill.
So it's like giving your immune system extra support when it needs it most.
Exactly.
That's really helpful, especially when you're sick.
Absolutely.
What about brain health? I've heard B vitamins are crucial for thinking clearly.
Oh, for sure. Research shows a strong link between the levels of B vitamins in our blood and how well our brains work. Higher levels have been linked to better memory, problem solving, and even language skills.
Like what kind of language skills?
Like remembering words and forming sentences.
Oh, wow.
This makes sense when you consider their role in nerve function and giving the brain the energy it needs to operate.
Right. The brain needs a lot of energy to function properly.
It does. It's very demanding.
So making sure we have enough B vitamins is like fueling our brains.
Exactly. It helps them run smoothly and efficiently.
And what about preventing diseases?
Well, vitamins B6 and B12 have been studied for their potential roles in reducing the risk of heart disease and certain cancers. It is, but there's also research indicating a potential increased risk of lung cancer in men who take high doses of these 2 vitamins for a long time.
Oh, really? That's kind of a mixed bag then.
Yeah, it shows just how complex nutrition can be and why it's best to get your vitamins from a balanced diet.
Right?
And to talk to a doctor before taking any high-dose supplements.
That's important advice.
Yeah.
So even though there might be benefits, it's crucial to be cautious and make informed choices.
Absolutely.
Now, what about during pregnancy? Are B vitamins especially important then?
Oh, definitely. They're crucial during pregnancy. Folate and vitamin B12 in particular are essential for the healthy development of the baby's brain and spinal cord. They play a key role in preventing neural tube defects. In fact, the CDC recommends that all women of reproductive age consume 400 micrograms of folic acid every day
Oh, wow.
to help prevent these defects.
That's a pretty strong recommendation.
It is. And having enough B vitamins during pregnancy can also help manage energy levels, reduce nausea, and potentially lower the risk of preeclampsia.
So it's good for both the mother and the baby.
Exactly, it benefits them both.
I've also seen B vitamins advertised as testosterone boosters. Is there any truth to that?
That's a common marketing claim you see. But while B vitamins are definitely involved in many metabolic processes in the body, the scientific evidence linking them to a significant increase in testosterone levels in humans is limited.
Really?
Yeah,
So they might be in supplements that claim to boost testosterone,
right.
but there isn't enough research to back up those claims. So it's probably more about their role in energy metabolism rather than a direct impact on testosterone?
That's likely the case.
Okay, so we've talked about why D vitamins are important, but how much do we need each day?
Well, that's where the recommended daily intake, or RDI, comes in. These are guidelines usually established by organizations like the National Institutes of Health, and they give us a general benchmark for how much of each nutrient most healthy people need.
Okay.
For women, the typical recommendations are about 1.1 milligrams for B1 and B2, 14 milligrams Ne for B3. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. 5 milligrams for B5, 1.3 milligrams for B6, 30 micrograms for biotin, 400 micrograms DFE for folic acid, and 2.4 micrograms for B12. For men, the numbers are a little different. It's 1.2 milligrams for B1, 1.3 milligrams for B2, 16 milligrams Ne for B3, 5 milligrams for B5, 1.3 milligrams for B6, 30 micrograms for biotin, 400 micrograms DFE for folic acid, and 2.4 micrograms for B12.
Okay, before we move on, what do Ne and DFE stand for?
Oh, yeah, good question. So Ne stands for niacin equivalents, and that's because our bodies can actually make some niacin from the amino acid tryptophan.
Oh, I see. So the recommendation takes that into account.
Exactly. And DFE stands for dietary folate equivalents. This is because folic acid, the synthetic form you find in supplements and fortified foods, is more easily absorbed than the folate that occurs naturally in food.
Gotcha.
It's also important to remember that these are just general guidelines for adults. People like older adults, pregnant women, or breastfeeding mothers, they often need more of certain B vitamins.
So it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor about your individual needs.
Definitely.
All right, so now let's get to the practical stuff. Where can we find these B vitamins in our everyday food?
This is where it gets really interesting, because B vitamins are found in a wide variety of foods.
Okay.
One great source is whole grains, like brown rice, barley, and millet. It's important to choose whole grains over refined grains.
Like white bread instead of whole wheat bread.
Yeah, because when grains are refined, like turning whole wheat into white flour or brown rice into white rice, a lot of the B vitamins are lost in the process.
So choosing whole grain bread over white bread actually makes a difference.
It does. It really does.
What other foods should we be looking for?
Eggs are another fantastic source. They're particularly rich in pantothenic acid, or B5, and cyanocobalamin, B12. Just 2 large eggs can provide a good chunk of your daily needs for these vitamins.
Interesting.
And then there's legumes, things like beans, lentils, and garbanzo beans. Not only are they packed with B vitamins, but they can also help regulate blood sugar and cholesterol.
They're like a nutritional powerhouse.
Absolutely. Now here's one that might surprise you. Citrus fruits.
Citrus fruits.
Yeah. Oranges, clementines, even lemons. They contain a good amount of B vitamins.
I wouldn't have thought of citrus fruits as a good source of B vitamin.
I know, right? But they actually have at least 6 of the 8 B vitamins.
Really?
Yeah. Including B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, and B9.
Wow.
And then, of course, there's avocados.
Avocados are amazing.
They are nutritional superstars. Almost 20 different vitamins and minerals in avocados. They're a particularly good source of folate and B6. And they have all sorts of other health benefits, too.
Like what?
Like supporting eye health, helping with weight management, boosting mood, providing sustained energy, promoting heart health, even contributing to strong bones.
It seems like there's no end to the benefits of avocados.
Right. They're incredibly versatile, too.
Now, what about some of the more well-known sources of vitamins, like meat?
Oh, yeah. Meat, poultry, and fish are excellent sources of B3, B6, and especially B12. Things like pork, beef, chicken, turkey, tuna, salmon. They also provide a lot of other essential minerals.
Good.
And for a quick and easy option, many breakfast cereals are now fortified with B vitamins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, including B1, B2, B6 folate, and B12.
So even your breakfast cereal can be a source of B vitamins.
Exactly. And if you're looking for a really concentrated source, liver is a great option.
Liver?
Yeah, it's particularly high in B1 and folate, and it's packed with other vitamins and minerals, too.
Liver might not be for everyone, but it's definitely nutrient dense.
It is for sure. And there are lots of other good sources of B vitamins, too,
Like what?
like dairy products, milk and cheese, dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, other vegetables like beets and potatoes, nuts, seeds, even fruits like bananas and watermelon.
Wow, so many options.
There are. And we can't forget about soy products, blackstrap molasses, wheat germ, and nutritional yeast, especially fortified nutritional yeast, which is a great option for people on plant-based diets who need B12.
So it's clear that eating a diverse and varied diet is key to getting enough B vitamins.
Absolutely.
Now, we know our bodies don't store B vitamins because they're water soluble.
Right, so we need to replenish them regularly.
Are there other things that can affect our B vitamin levels?
Yeah, there are a few important factors to be aware of.
Okay.
First, as we've already mentioned, because B vitamins are water soluble, our bodies don't store much of them, so we need to get them from our diet consistently.
Makes sense.
And they can be easily broken down or lost through things like drinking too much alcohol and cooking, especially cooking for a long time at high heat.
So steaming vegetables might be better than boiling them for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. It helps preserve those B vitamins.
Wow.
Another big factor is food processing, like we talked about with whole grains. Refining grains removes a lot of their B vitamin content. This is one of the main reasons why it's generally better to choose minimally processed or unprocessed foods.
Right.
Then there are certain medical conditions that can affect how well our bodies absorb B vitamins. These include things like celiac disease, HIV Crohn's disease, chronic alcohol use disorder, kidney problems, rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis, and other inflammatory bowel diseases.
Wow, that's a lot of conditions.
It is, and certain medications can also interfere with B vitamin absorption, like proton pump inhibitors, which are commonly used to reduce stomach acid.
I see.
And lastly, people who follow strict vegan or vegetarian diets can be at higher risk of developing deficiencies, particularly a vitamin B12 deficiency because it's mostly found in animal products.
So there are quite a few things that can impact our B vitamin level.
Yeah, there are. It's important to be mindful of them.
Okay, so what happens if someone isn't getting enough B vitamins? What are the symptoms of a deficiency?
Well, the symptoms can vary depending on which specific B vitamin is low, but there are some general symptoms that are common across several deficiencies.
Like what?
Like feeling tired all the time, unexplained weakness, shortness of breath, noticeable heart palpitations, loss of appetite, frequent headaches, mouth ulcers, a swollen tongue. You might also experience irritability, depression, digestive issues like indigestion and diarrhea, and even changes in cognitive function like confusion and trouble remembering things.
So a pretty wide range of symptoms.
Yeah, and some of them could easily be mistaken for other things.
That's true.
Are there any specific signs that point to a deficiency in a particular B vitamin?
Yeah, there are. For example, deficiencies in B12, B6, or folate can sometimes lead to anemia.
Okay.
Skin problems like sores at the corners of the mouth swollen, or cracked lips, thinning hair, and red itchy eyes. Those can sometimes be a sign of a B2 deficiency.
Interesting.
Significant hair loss, a scaly rash, and brittle nails might be linked to low biotin levels, and neurological symptoms like numbness and tingling in your hands and feet. Those can occur with deficiencies in B1, B5, and B12. Problems with memory and persistent confusion can be associated with low levels of B1, B12, and B6. A weakened immune system that makes you more prone to infections can be a sign of a B6 deficiency. And heart palpitations and changes in your skin, hair, and nails can occur with a folate deficiency. Digestive issues like constipation and unexplained weight loss can sometimes be a sign of a B12 deficiency.
Wow, so there's a lot to watch out for. Yeah, there is. It's important to remember that these symptoms could also be related to other health conditions, so it's always best to see a doctor for a proper diagnosis.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So what about B-complex supplements? Are they a good option if we're not getting enough B vitamins from our diet?
B-complex supplements contain all 8 of the essential B vitamins. For most people who eat a balanced diet, they're not really necessary, but a doctor might recommend them if you've been diagnosed with a deficiency.
Okay.
There are certain groups of people who might be more likely to benefit from supplementation.
Who are they?
Well, people over 50, pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, people with certain health conditions, people taking certain medications long-term, and people who follow strict plant-based diets, especially to make sure they're getting enough B12.
Are there any downsides to taking B-complex supplements?
Yeah, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, supplements aren't regulated by the FDA in the same way as medications, so it's really important to choose supplements from reputable brands to make sure you're getting a quality product.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What else? Well, while B vitamins are generally considered safe, taking too much of some B vitamins can cause problems.
Like what?
For example, taking very high doses of B6 over a long period of time can in rare cases cause nerve damage.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And high doses of folic acid can sometimes mask a B12 deficiency, which can delay diagnosis and treatment.
Okay.
And taking very high doses of niacin for a long time can lead to liver problems in some people. One harmless side effect to be aware of is that high doses of riboflavin or B2 can make your urine bright yellow.
Really?
Yeah, but that's usually temporary and nothing to worry about.
That's good to know.
As always, it's best to talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian before taking any new supplement.
All right, to make sure they're right for you. Okay, Chelsea, as we wrap up, can you give us a quick recap of why B vitamins are so important?
Sure. So B vitamins are a family of 8 essential nutrients. They play crucial roles in lots of bodily functions, especially energy production, brain function, cell health, and many other processes. They're key players in converting the food we eat into energy. They support our nervous system, they help make red blood cells, and they're involved in countless enzymatic reactions throughout the body. For most people, the best way to get enough B vitamins is to eat a varied and whole food-based diet, including plenty of whole grains, eggs, legumes, citrus fruits, avocados, meat, poultry, fish, and a wide range of fruits and vegetables.
That's a lot of options.
It is. We also talked about some less obvious sources, like citrus fruits being a good source of multiple B vitamins, and all the amazing benefits of avocados.
Avocados are the best.
They're pretty great.
Well, we hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of these essential nutrients and some practical tips on where to find them. Maybe take some time to think about what we've discussed and see how you can incorporate more B vitamin-rich foods into your meals.
That's a great idea.
Chelsea, any final thoughts?
Well, considering how interconnected these B vitamins are and how much they affect our health, it makes you wonder what other seemingly small nutritional components might be playing a bigger role in our well-being than we realize.
That's an interesting thought.
It is something to ponder.
Chelsea, thanks so much for joining us today.
It was my pleasure.
It was a really insightful deep dive into the world of B vitamins. And to all our listeners out there, if you found this deep dive helpful and you want to explore more fascinating topics in health and nutrition, be sure to subscribe to the Detox Health YouTube channel. We've got lots more deep dives planned for you. Until next time, stay healthy.